The Parthenon stands as one of humanity's most extraordinary architectural achievements, yet its true genius lies in what appears to be its imperfections. When we think of ancient Greek architecture, we often imagine perfect straight lines and flawless geometry. However, the reality of the Parthenon tells a far more fascinating story. Imagine walking up the slopes of the Acropolis in 447 BCE. As you approach this magnificent temple, your eyes perceive what seems to be a structure of absolute mathematical precision. But you're actually witnessing one of history's most brilliant architectural illusions. The Parthenon harbors a secret that would remain hidden from architects and scholars for over 2 millennia. There isn't a single truly straight line in its entire design. This revelation challenges everything we thought we knew about ancient Greek architecture. The Parthenon's columns gently curve outward in their middle sections. The platform, or stylobate, rises ever so slightly in its center. Even the entablature, the horizontal structure supported by the columns, follows subtle mathematical curves that defy straight-line geometry. But why would the Greeks, renowned for their mathematical precision and geometric mastery, deliberately incorporate these curves into their most celebrated temple? The answer reveals their profound understanding of human perception. They discovered that perfectly straight lines, when viewed from a distance, appear to bow or sag in the middle due to an optical illusion. To counter this effect, they introduced these precise curves, known as entasis, to make the building appear perfectly straight to the human eye. This sophisticated understanding of visual perception wasn't just artistic intuition. It required complex mathematical calculations and unprecedented engineering precision. The Greeks achieved these subtle curves using bronze posts and cords, carefully plotting each deviation from true straight lines down to fractions of a millimeter. This level of precision, achieved without modern tools or technology, stands as a testament to their extraordinary capabilities. The Parthenon's imperfections serve another crucial purpose beyond optical correction. These curves create a sense of life and organic movement in what would otherwise be a rigid, lifeless structure. As sunlight plays across these subtle curves throughout the day, the building seems to breathe and shift, creating an almost living connection between the mortal world and the divine realm of Athena, to whom the temple was dedicated. This masterpiece of ancient engineering teaches us a profound lesson about perfection itself. True perfection isn't about adhering to absolute mathematical straightness or rigid geometry. It's about understanding and working with human perception to create something that appears perfect to our eyes. The Greeks understood that the path to visual harmony sometimes requires deliberate deviation from mathematical precision. Today, standing before the Parthenon, we're not just witnessing an ancient temple. We're experiencing the culmination of Greek genius in mathematics, engineering, and artistic vision. These intentional imperfections have inspired architects for over 2 millennia, reminding us that true mastery sometimes means breaking the very rules we think define perfection. As we continue to explore this architectural wonder, we'll uncover even more secrets that make the Parthenon not just a building, but a testament to human ingenuity and our endless quest to create beauty through understanding. What other secrets might this ancient marvel still hold? What other lessons about perfection and perception await discovery in its weathered marble columns? Transport yourself back to 447 BCE, to an Athens basking in the warm Mediterranean sun and the even warmer glow of unprecedented triumph. The Persian threat, which had once threatened to extinguish Greek civilization itself, has been decisively repelled. The Delian League, originally formed as a defensive alliance against Persia, has transformed into an Athenian-led empire, bringing wealth and resources flooding into the city's coffers. In this pivotal moment, Athens finds itself at the zenith of its political, cultural, and economic power. The city-state has emerged not just as a military victor, but as the intellectual and artistic center of the ancient world. The streets buzz with philosophers, artists, playwrights, and politicians. Democracy, though still in its experimental stages, flourishes under Pericles' leadership. It's within this context of unprecedented prosperity and cultural confidence that the ambitious project of the Parthenon takes shape. The Acropolis, a limestone outcrop rising 150 meters above the city, had long served as Athens' sacred heart. The site already held religious significance, having housed earlier temples, including an older temple to Athena destroyed by the Persians during their invasion. But the new project would dwarf anything previously attempted. The Parthenon would not merely be a temple, it would be a statement to the world about Athenian power, artistic sophistication, and divine favor. The construction site itself was a marvel of ancient organization. Imagine the logistical challenges. Massive blocks of pristine Pentelic marble had to be quarried from Mount Pentelicus, some 16 kilometers away. Each block, weighing between 5 and 70 tons, had to be carefully cut and transported across difficult terrain. The ancient Greeks developed ingenious systems of rollers, sledges, and pulleys to move these massive stones. They carved special grooves into the marble blocks to attach ropes for lifting, marks that can still be seen today. The workforce was equally impressive. Thousands of skilled craftsmen, laborers, artists, and engineers converged on the Acropolis. Stone masons worked alongside woodworkers, bronze smiths next to painters. The site rang with the sound of metal on stone, as craftsmen used bronze chisels and iron tools to shape the marble with incredible precision. Sculptors carved intricate reliefs while architects supervised the precise placement of each architectural element. The scale of the project was staggering. The temple would require approximately 100,000 tons of marble. The platform alone measured 70 meters by 31 meters. Each of the 46 outer columns stood over 10 meters high and needed to be assembled from precisely carved drums of marble. The precision required was extraordinary. The joints between column drums were so perfect that they're nearly invisible, even today. The construction site operated like a vast ancient factory. Different areas were designated for specific tasks: stone cutting, column drum preparation, sculptural work. Sophisticated engineering techniques were employed to ensure perfect alignment and stability. The Greeks used bronze pins and clamps, sealed with molten lead, to join the marble blocks, an innovation that helped the building survive earthquakes and centuries of wear. This massive undertaking required careful coordination between various craftsmen and workers. Architects used detailed plans and mathematical calculations to ensure every element would fit perfectly. The Greeks even developed standardized units of measurement to ensure consistency across the project. Special marks and guidelines were carved into the marble to guide the assembly process. Some of these ancient construction marks are still visible today. The financial investment was equally impressive. The project was funded primarily through the treasury of the Delian League, effectively using the contributions of other Greek city-states to glorify Athens. The cost was enormous. Ancient sources suggest it was equivalent to several hundred tons of silver, a fortune even by modern standards. This extraordinary archaeological context helps us understand why the Parthenon represents such a unique moment in human history. It was built at a time when Athens had both the resources and the artistic sophistication to create something truly unprecedented, a building that would serve not just as a temple, but as a symbol of Athenian greatness for millennia to come. The archaeological evidence reveals not just the technical achievement, but the tremendous ambition and confidence of a civilization at its peak. The construction of the Parthenon brought together some of the greatest minds of ancient Greece, each contributing their unique genius to create this architectural masterpiece. At the center of this extraordinary undertaking stood four remarkable individuals whose combined vision and talent would forever change the course of architectural history. Pericles, the brilliant statesman and patron of the arts, was the driving force behind the project. As the leading figure of Athens' golden age, he understood that architecture could serve as a powerful political statement. Born into a noble family around 495 BCE, Pericles rose to become Athens' most influential leader, introducing radical democratic reforms while simultaneously promoting the arts and sciences. His ambitious building program, known as the Periclean Building Program, wasn't just about creating beautiful structures. It was a calculated demonstration of Athenian power, culture, and wealth. Under Pericles' leadership, Athens transformed from a city recovering from Persian destruction into the cultural capital of the ancient world. He believed that by creating the most magnificent temple ever built, he could cement Athens' position as the leading city-state of Greece. His political acumen was crucial in securing the massive funding required for the project, convincing the Athenian assembly to invest an unprecedented amount of resources into what would become their defining monument. The architectural genius of the Parthenon came from Athens, perhaps the most innovative architect of his time. While we know frustratingly little about his personal life, his architectural legacy speaks volumes. Athens revolutionized Greek architecture by introducing subtle refinements to traditional design elements. He understood that true beauty required more than just mathematical precision. It needed to account for human perception and optical illusions. His sophisticated use of curved lines and slight angles in seemingly straight elements created the temple's famous optical refinements. Working alongside Athena was Callicrates, an architect known for his meticulous attention to detail and technical expertise. Together, they solved countless engineering challenges, from ensuring the stability of massive marble blocks to creating the precise calculations needed for the temple's subtle curves. Their collaboration produced innovations in construction techniques that would influence architecture for centuries to come. But perhaps the most celebrated figure associated with the Parthenon was Phidias, the project's artistic director and master sculptor. Already famous throughout Greece for his monumental bronze sculptures, Phidias was chosen by Pericles to oversee the entire artistic program of the Parthenon. His most spectacular contribution was the massive chryselephantine, gold and ivory, statue of Athena Parthenos that stood inside the temple, rising an incredible 12 meters in height. Phidias established a workshop near the construction site, where he trained and supervised a team of sculptors working on the temple's elaborate decorative elements. Under his direction, the Parthenon's sculptural program became a narrative masterpiece, telling the story of Athens' mythological founding, its victories, and its divine protection through intricately carved metopes, frieze, and pediments. The relationship between these four men was complex and crucial to the project's success. Pericles provided the political will and resources, while protecting the artists from their critics. Historical sources suggest he and Phidias were close friends, their shared vision of Athens' cultural supremacy driving the project forward. Athena and Callicrates worked in close coordination, their complementary skills allowing them to solve unprecedented architectural challenges. The genius of these men lay not just in their individual talents, but in their ability to work together to create something greater than the sum of its parts. They understood that they were creating more than just a temple. They were crafting a symbol of human achievement that would stand the test of time. Their work represented the perfect synthesis of political vision, architectural innovation, and artistic excellence. Their legacy extends far beyond the Parthenon itself. The construction techniques they developed, the artistic standards they established, and their approach to monumental architecture would influence builders and artists for generations to come. Even today, architects study their solutions to problems of perspective and proportion, finding in their ancient wisdom lessons that remain relevant to modern construction. Through their combined efforts, these four visionaries created not just a temple, but a testament to human creativity and collaboration. The Parthenon stands as proof that when political will, architectural genius, and artistic vision align, the results can transcend time itself, speaking to viewers across millennia about the heights human achievement can reach. The technical innovations of the Parthenon represent one of the most sophisticated understandings of optical illusion and architectural engineering in human history. Let's delve into the remarkable mathematical and architectural solutions that make this ancient temple appear perfect to the human eye. The Greeks' revolutionary discovery about human visual perception led to the development of what we now call optical refinements or architectural corrections. They realized that our eyes tend to create certain distortions when viewing large architectural structures. A perfectly straight horizontal line appears to sag in its middle, columns that are exactly vertical can seem to lean outward, and regularly spaced elements might look irregular from certain angles. The most dramatic refinement is the curvature of the stylobate, the platform upon which the entire temple stands. This surface rises gradually from the corners to the center, creating a slight dome-like effect. The center of the east and west sides rises by approximately 6 centimeters, while the north and south sides rise by about 11 centimeters. This subtle curve compensates for the optical illusion that would make a perfectly flat surface appear to sag in the middle. Each of the Parthenon's columns incorporates a subtle swelling in their middle sections, known as entasis. The columns are not straight cylinders, but instead curve outward very slightly around their middle, tapering both up and down. This refinement prevents the optical illusion that would make perfectly straight columns appear thinner in their middle sections. The maximum diameter of this swelling is just a few centimeters more than the base diameter, yet it creates a powerful visual effect. All columns lean inward slightly, by about 6 centimeters over their height. The corner columns are even thicker than the others and lean inward on both axes. This subtle inclination creates a sense of stability and strength, while also ensuring that the columns appear perfectly vertical to viewers on the ground. The spacing between columns is not uniform, but varies according to their position. Corner columns are placed slightly closer together than others, compensating for the visual effect of bright sky behind them, which would otherwise make these spaces appear larger. These variations can be as small as a few millimeters, yet they're crucial for the overall visual harmony. The architectural implementation of ancient Greek refinements exemplifies an extraordinary level of precision, particularly given the tools and techniques available at the time. Bronze plumb bobs and squares ensured exact angles, while wooden templates guided the shaping of column drums. String lines and wooden forms were indispensable for maintaining consistent curves, and skilled artisans employed iron chisels and bronze points for meticulous carving. Final polishing was accomplished with emery, a hard abrasive stone, to achieve the smooth finishes that contributed to the aesthetic harmony of the structures. The mathematical precision underpinning these refinements was remarkable. Architects calculated the ratio of column height to diameter with care, determining the subtle degree of entasis, a slight bulging in the columns, using complex geometric principles. The curvature of horizontal elements adhered to precise mathematical curves, ensuring a natural appearance rather than stark rigidity. Corner solutions, where multiple curves intersected, required especially intricate calculations to maintain visual consistency. The construction process presented significant challenges. Each column drum was uniquely carved to fit the required entasis curve, while the platform blocks, integral to the base's curvature, needed individual shaping. Corner columns, which combined multiple optical corrections, posed additional difficulties. Placing each block with millimeter-level precision demanded exceptional skill and attention to detail. To overcome these challenges, the Greeks developed innovative engineering solutions. Specialized lifting devices allowed for the precise positioning of heavy marble blocks, while bronze dowels and iron clamps ensured stability without compromising alignment. Lead sheeting was employed between blocks to evenly distribute weight and prevent fractures. Custom-designed tools enabled artisans to achieve the intricate curves and angles required for optical refinement. These refinements achieved profound optical effects, creating a structure that appeared perfectly straight and symmetrical from typical viewing distances. The building seemed to rise effortlessly from its base, with columns exuding strength and stability. Instead of appearing rigid or mechanical, the overall effect was one of organic harmony, a testament to the interplay between geometry and artistry. Modern analysis, leveraging advanced technologies like laser scanning and 3D modeling, has deepened our understanding of these refinements. These studies reveal that the curves are not simple arcs but complex mathematical functions, meticulously integrated into the design. The interplay of different refinements demonstrates an advanced understanding of optical perception, ensuring that the structure maintained its harmonious appearance from various angles and distances. The precision achieved by these ancient architects rivals modern engineering, underscoring their profound expertise and enduring legacy. This sophisticated system of optical refinements represents not just technical innovation, but a profound understanding of human perception and aesthetic harmony. The Greeks achieved something remarkable. They created a building that appears perfect precisely because it isn't. These carefully calculated imperfections transform what could have been a rigid, lifeless structure into one that seems to breathe with organic vitality, demonstrating an architectural and engineering achievement that continues to amaze modern experts. The Parthenon transcended its architectural brilliance to become the epitome of ancient Greek cultural and religious expression. At its core, this magnificent structure served as the sacred dwelling of Athena Parthenos, the virgin goddess and patron deity of Athens. The very name Parthenon derives from the Greek word Parthenos, meaning virgin, reflecting its dedication to this powerful goddess who embodied wisdom, strategic warfare, and crafts. The temple's religious significance manifested most spectacularly in the colossal chryselephantine statue of Athena Parthenos, crafted by the master sculptor Phidias. This awe-inspiring figure stood 12 meters tall, constructed with a wooden core covered in precious gold and ivory. Athena was depicted standing, wearing an intricately decorated helmet, holding Nike, the goddess of victory, in her right hand and a shield in her left. The statue's surface gleamed with nearly 2,400 pounds of gold, creating an otherworldly presence that would have left ancient visitors spellbound. The Parthenon played a central role in the Panathenea, Athens' most important religious festival. This celebration, held annually with a grand festival every 4 years, honored Athena's birthday and reaffirmed the special relationship between the goddess and her chosen city. The temple's 92-meter-long frieze immortalized this procession in marble, depicting over 360 human figures and 250 animals participating in the ceremonial parade through Athens. The frieze's narrative begins at the southwest corner of the temple, showing young men preparing to join the procession. As the story unfolds along the walls, we see musicians, water carriers, sacrificial animals, elders, maidens carrying ritual objects, and finally, the gods themselves seated to witness the presentation of a new robe to Athena. This sculptural narrative served not just as decoration, but as a permanent reminder of Athens' devotion to their patron goddess. The temple's metopes, 92 square panels adorning the exterior, depicted various mythological battles. The Gigantomachy, gods versus giants, the Amazonomachy, Greeks versus Amazons, the Centauramachy, civilized humans versus centaurs, and scenes from the Trojan War. These weren't merely decorative elements but powerful symbolic statements about the triumph of order over chaos, civilization over barbarism, and ultimately, Athens' perceived role as the defender of Greek culture. The Parthenon also served as Athens' treasury, storing not only valuable offerings to Athena but also the monetary reserves of the Delian League, effectively transforming the temple into a federal reserve bank of the ancient world. This dual role as both religious sanctuary and state treasury reflected the inseparable nature of religion, politics, and civic life in ancient Athens. The building's eastern pediment depicted the birth of Athena from Zeus's head, while the western pediment showed the contest between Athena and Poseidon for patronage of Athens. These scenes reinforced the myth of Athens' divine origins and special destiny. The careful selection of these myths and their prominent display demonstrated how the Athenians used religious art to legitimize their political dominance in the ancient world. Beyond its religious functions, the Parthenon embodied the cultural values of classical Athens. Its harmonious proportions reflected Greek ideals about order and beauty. The precision of its construction demonstrated their commitment to excellence, what they called arete. The vast expense and effort devoted to its creation showed the Athenian belief that honoring the gods required offering them humanity's absolute best work. The temple also served as a symbol of democracy itself. Built during the golden age of Pericles, it represented the achievements possible when free citizens worked together for the common good. The decision to rebuild the Acropolis, the funding of the project, and the public display of the building accounts all reflected the transparency and civic participation that characterized Athenian democracy. Even the choice of architectural style carried cultural significance. The Parthenon was built in the Doric order but incorporated Ionic elements, symbolizing Athens' role as a unifier of Greek culture. This architectural synthesis reflected Athens' ambition to be seen as the cultural capital of the Greek world, a center of artistic innovation and excellence. Through these carefully chosen elements, the Parthenon became more than just a temple. It was a three-dimensional textbook of Athenian cultural values, religious beliefs, and political aspirations. Its endurance through millennia has transformed it from a symbol of ancient Athens into an icon of Western civilization itself, representing humanity's highest aspirations in art, architecture, and cultural achievement. The Parthenon's legacy extends far beyond its ancient origins, profoundly influencing architecture, art, and cultural expression across millennia. This magnificent structure has become the archetypal model of classical architecture, its influence visible in countless buildings worldwide, and its principles still studied in architecture schools today. The Parthenon's architectural DNA can be traced in numerous prominent buildings across the globe. The United States Capitol Building, the British Museum, the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, and countless government buildings, banks, museums, and universities all draw direct inspiration from its design. These modern interpretations aren't mere copies. They adapt the Parthenon's fundamental principles of proportion, harmony, and optical refinement to serve contemporary needs while maintaining its classical dignity. The building's influence on American architecture proves particularly fascinating. The founding fathers of the United States, deeply influenced by classical ideals of democracy, deliberately chose Greek Revival architecture to express their young nation's values. The Lincoln Memorial, the Supreme Court building, and numerous state capitals exemplify this architectural connection between ancient Athenian democracy and modern American democratic institutions. The use of columns, pediments, and strict proportional relationships directly references the Parthenon's architectural vocabulary. In the realm of engineering, the Parthenon continues to amaze modern professionals. Contemporary architects and engineers still study its sophisticated solutions to problems of perspective and proportion. The building's famous optical refinements, those subtle curves and adjustments that make it appear perfect to the human eye, represent an understanding of visual perception that remains relevant in today's digital age. Modern computer analyses have revealed the incredible precision of these ancient calculations, some accurate to fractions of a millimeter. The Parthenon's influence extends into modern construction techniques as well. Its innovative use of load-bearing elements, its solutions for managing thermal expansion, and its sophisticated approach to water drainage continue to inform contemporary architectural practice. The ancient Greeks' understanding of material behavior and structural stability, demonstrated in the Parthenon's construction, remains relevant in modern building design. In the world of art and design, the Parthenon's golden ratio and proportional relationships continue to influence contemporary aesthetics. These mathematical relationships appear in modern product design, digital interfaces, and graphic layouts. The concept of perfect proportions, as embodied in the Parthenon, has become a fundamental principle in fields ranging from photography to web design. The building's cultural impact reaches beyond architecture into philosophy and aesthetics. The Parthenon embodies the concept that true perfection lies not in rigid mathematical precision, but in adaptation to human perception. This principle influences modern design thinking, where user experience often takes precedence over strict geometric accuracy. The ancient Greeks' understanding that beauty must account for how humans actually perceive things, rather than adhering to abstract mathematical ideals, remains a crucial insight for contemporary designers. The Parthenon also continues to influence contemporary discussions about cultural heritage and preservation. Its ongoing restoration project, using cutting-edge technology while respecting ancient techniques, serves as a model for heritage conservation worldwide. The debates surrounding the Parthenon marbles have sparked important global conversations about cultural property rights and the universal value of ancient artifacts. In the realm of education, the Parthenon serves as an invaluable teaching tool. Architecture students learn about proportion, scale, and optical refinements through studying its design. Art historians use it to understand the development of classical aesthetics. Engineers study its structural solutions. Even modern project managers can learn from the sophisticated organization required for its construction. The building's endurance through time offers lessons for sustainability in modern architecture. The Parthenon's thoughtful material selection, careful construction techniques, and sophisticated environmental adaptations demonstrate principles of durability that remain relevant in an age increasingly concerned with sustainable building practices. Perhaps most significantly, the Parthenon continues to inspire innovation. Its demonstration that apparent simplicity can mask incredible complexity encourages architects and designers to look beyond surface appearances. Its fusion of technical precision with artistic sensitivity shows how engineering and aesthetics can work together. Its ability to create emotional impact through careful manipulation of form and space continues to influence how we think about architectural experience. The Parthenon's greatest legacy might be its demonstration that true architectural excellence comes from understanding and working with human perception and experience. In our current age of digital design and virtual reality, this ancient wisdom about the importance of human perception and experience becomes increasingly relevant. The Parthenon reminds us that great architecture must do more than solve technical problems. It must speak to human hearts and minds across time. As we face new challenges in architecture and design, from sustainable construction to digital interfaces, the Parthenon's lessons about harmony, proportion, and human perception continue to offer valuable insights. Its enduring influence demonstrates that truly great design principles transcend their original context to remain relevant across millennia. The enduring legacy of the Parthenon extends far beyond its marble columns and intricate friezes, offering us profound lessons about human ingenuity, artistic vision, and architectural genius that remain remarkably relevant in our modern world. As we conclude our exploration of this magnificent structure, we find ourselves not at an ending, but at the beginning of a deeper appreciation for ancient innovation and its contemporary applications. The Parthenon stands as a testament to the extraordinary achievements possible when human creativity, technical precision, and cultural aspiration converge. Its construction required solutions to complex engineering challenges that would daunt even modern builders. The ancient Greeks' sophisticated understanding of mathematics, physics, and human perception enabled them to create a structure that has inspired wonder and admiration for over 2 millennia. Consider the remarkable fact that this ancient temple incorporates principles of optical refinement so subtle that they weren't fully understood until the 19th century. These aren't just historical curiosities. They represent fundamental insights into human perception that continue to influence contemporary architecture and design. Every curve, every slight angle, every seemingly minor adjustment serves a specific purpose in creating the building's overall visual harmony. The technical achievements of the Parthenon's builders become even more impressive when we consider their tools and methods. Without modern technology, they achieved levels of precision that can be measured in millimeters. Their solutions to problems of weight distribution, material stress, and structural stability demonstrate an intuitive understanding of engineering principles that wouldn't be formally codified for centuries. The methods used to transport and lift the massive marble blocks remain a subject of fascination for modern engineers. Each block, weighing up to several tons, had to be quarried, transported across miles of rough terrain, and then lifted to heights of several stories. The ingenuity required for these feats reminds us that innovation isn't solely the province of modern times. Ancient builders developed sophisticated solutions to complex problems that we're still working to fully understand. Looking forward, the Parthenon continues to offer valuable lessons for contemporary challenges. Its durability speaks to the importance of quality materials and careful construction. Its harmonious integration with its surroundings demonstrates principles of contextual design that remain relevant today. Its sophisticated use of optical refinements reminds us that true excellence in architecture requires understanding how people experience buildings, not just how they look on paper or screen. For modern architects and engineers, the Parthenon serves as both inspiration and challenge. It shows us that mathematical precision alone isn't enough. Successful design must account for human perception and experience. It demonstrates that apparent simplicity often masks incredible complexity, and that true innovation often comes from solving problems in ways that appear effortless to the casual observer. For students of history and architecture, the Parthenon offers endless opportunities for discovery. Each new generation of scholars, armed with advancing technology and fresh perspectives, uncovers new details about its construction and design. From laser scanning revealing previously unknown refinements to archaeological discoveries providing insights into construction techniques, the Parthenon continues to teach us about both ancient achievements and modern possibilities. The story of the Parthenon isn't just about the past. It's about our ongoing relationship with architectural excellence and human achievement. As we face new challenges in construction and design, from sustainable building practices to digital architecture, the principles embodied in the Parthenon remain remarkably relevant. Its lessons about proportion, perception, and precision continue to inform contemporary solutions to modern problems. Looking ahead, there's still much to learn from this ancient marvel. Modern technology allows us to study the Parthenon in ways its builders could never have imagined, revealing new details about its construction and design. Each discovery not only enhances our understanding of ancient Greek architecture, but also provides insights that can inform contemporary building practices. Our journey through the Parthenon's history, construction, and significance reveals more than just architectural details. It shows us the heights human achievement can reach when technical skill combines with artistic vision and cultural purpose. As we continue to build and create in our own time, the Parthenon remains a source of inspiration and instruction, reminding us that true excellence in architecture transcends time and culture. The invitation now extends to you. Look more closely at the classical buildings in your own environment. Consider the mathematical principles behind their apparent simplicity. Think about how their designers might have solved problems of perception and proportion. Each classical structure you encounter might hold secrets waiting to be discovered, continuing the long tradition of learning from these ancient masterworks. The Parthenon's greatest lesson might be this: behind every apparent simplicity lies carefully considered complexity. Behind every seemingly straight line lies sophisticated mathematical calculation. And behind every enduring achievement lies deep understanding of human perception and experience. As we face our own architectural and engineering challenges, these ancient insights continue to light the way forward.